Hello students, welcome back. Students, we have been discussing applications of Colrush's law. So we have discussed that with the help of Colrush's law, we can theoretically calculate the degree of dissociation of a weak electrolyte. We can calculate the molar conductance at infinite dilution of weak electrolyte. So students, today we are going to discuss the third application, that is, with the help of Colrush's law, we can calculate the ionization constant of acid or base. So students, we have learned this in class 11 also, that ionization constant of acid Ka is given by general expression C alpha square 1 minus alpha, where C is concentration, alpha is the degree of dissociation. Now students, from Colrush's law we have learned that degree of dissociation alpha is equal to molar conductance of the weak acid at given concentration lambda C upon molar conductance at infinite dilution. So students, substituting this value, now we get ionization constant of acid as what? C. And what is alpha square? It is lambda C upon lambda naught whole square upon 1 minus alpha. 1 minus alpha means 1 minus lambda C upon lambda naught. So students, this will be the degree of, the ionization constant of acid. Now similarly students, ionization constant of base. बेस के लिए भी यही रिजल्ट होगा. The only difference will be in place of Ka we write Kb. So Kb will be calculated similarly and it will be what? C alpha square, that is lambda C upon lambda naught square upon 1 minus lambda C upon lambda naught. So students, this was the third application of Colrush's law. Now students, next application of Colrush's law is to calculate solubility of sparingly soluble salts. So next application is calculation of solubility. Calculation of solubility of sparingly soluble salts. Sparingly soluble salts. Now students, sparingly soluble salts are those which have very less solubility in a given solvent. Means generally we say that if less than 0.1 gram of a salt or compound dissolves in say 100 grams of water, it is said to be sparingly soluble. So students, अगर salt sparingly soluble है, तो that means उसका एक बहुत कम amount, से 0.1 gram से भी कम डिसॉल्व करेगा, जिसका मतलब ये हुआ दैट द एक्वस सॉल्यूशन ऑफ सच सॉल्ट कैन बी टेकन एज इनफाइनाइटली डाइल्यूट. व्हाई स्टूडेंट? क्योंकि एक इनफाइनाइटली डाइल्यूट सॉल्यूशन में भी क्या होता है, बहुत कम मोल्स सॉल्यूट के होंगे इन सॉल्यूशन. सो सिंस आपका ये स्पैरिंगली सॉल्युबल सॉल्ट है, सो स्टूडेंट्स, एक स्पैरिंगली सॉल्युबल सॉल्ट कैन स्पैरिंगली सॉल्युबल सॉल्ट का जो सॉल्यूशन है कैन बी टेकन एज इनफाइनाइटली डाइल्यूट. सो स्टूडेंट्स, इसका मतलब ये हुआ द कंसंट्रेशन ऑफ सॉल्यूशन ऑफ स्पैरिंगली सॉल्युबल सॉल्ट कैन बी टेकन एज इट्स सॉल्युबिलिटी, बिकॉज जितना वो डिसॉल्व करेगा उतना ही सॉल्यूशन का कंसंट्रेशन होगा. एंड स्टूडेंट्स, उस सॉल्यूशन को हम इनफाइनाइटली डाइल्यूट मान सकते हैं. सो द मोलर कंडक्टेंस ऑफ दैट सॉल्यूशन विल बी लैम्डा नॉट और लैम्डा इंफिनिटी, एंड इट इज kappa into 1000 upon concentration, molar concentration, which is equal to solubility. And we are assuming that the units are Simon, centimeter square per mole. So students, from this we determine solubility, or we calculate solubility, and it is kappa into what? upon what? Lambda naught. And lambda naught value we get using Cauchy-Riesch's law. So students, this will be the solubility of sparingly soluble salt. अब यहां पर Cauchy-Riesch's law ये डिटरमाइन करने के लिए, ये कैलकुलेट करने के लिए अप्लाई होगा. So students, on the basis of this result, let's discuss one numerical problem. Now, I have a numerical conductivity of saturated solution. So numerical is conductivity of saturated solution of silver chloride, which is a sparingly soluble salt, at 15 degrees Celsius is 1.382 into 10 raised to power minus 6 Simon per centimeter. So this is conductivity of saturated solution of silver chloride. Find its solubility. Find its solubility. इसका solubility हमें find करना है, and given that the molar conductance at infinite dilution of silver chloride is 138.2 Simon centimeter square per mole. So this is given. So students, we know that kappa into 1000 upon solubility will be what? Equal to molar conductance of the solution, and solution is considered infinitely dilute because sparingly soluble salt hai, so we write it as lambda naught. So from this, students, we can calculate solubility, and it will be kappa into 1000 upon lambda naught, and conductivity kappa is given, it is 1.382 into 10 raised to power minus 8 Simon per centimeter into 1000 upon, now lambda naught is given 138.2 Simon centimeter square per mole. So solving this, students, we get these many moles per liter, and आएगा कितना ये? This will be 10 raised to power minus 5 moles per liter. So students, this is how we use Cauchy-Riesch's law to find solubility of sparingly soluble salt. Now students, we are moving on to the next topic, which is very, very important. It is electrolysis and how to predict the products of electrolysis. So students, first we are going to discuss what is electrolysis. Now students, I have sodium chloride, but it is molten. Now students, molten sodium chloride contains free sodium and chloride ions. And students, what happens on passing electricity? See, when we pass electricity through this molten sodium chloride solution, sodium is deposited at electrode, which is called cathode, and chlorine will be liberated at the other electrode, which is called anode. So students, let me balance this. Okay, so we are actually carrying out what? A chemical process by passing electricity. Students, this process otherwise is non-spontaneous. ये अपने आप नहीं हो सकता. इसको अगर हमें carry करना है तो we have to what? Supply electrical energy continuously. So this chemical decomposition Why we are saying this is chemical decomposition? Because sodium chloride, see, originally we have sodium chloride, which is molten, say. When we pass electricity through the molten sodium chloride, we get sodium and chlorine as the products. So that means we are breaking up a compound into, say, constituent elements. So this process of chemical decomposition of a substance by passing electricity through what? Its molten solution, molten state or aqueous solution is called electrolysis. So students, electrolysis is a process of separating or decomposing a chemical compound by passing electricity through the molten state or aqueous solution of the substance. Now students, let's understand what is the meaning of this word electrolysis. इसका मतलब जो है वो भी समझ लेते हैं. Students, see, this electrolysis word is made up of two words actually, electro, and lysis comes from what? Lytic. Now electro here is for what? Electricity, electrical energy we can say, and lytic means is to break. Lytic का मतलब है is to break or to separate. So what is electrolysis? It is breaking up of a compound by passing electricity through its molten state or aqueous solution. So students, this is electrolysis. So now I can say that in electrolysis we establish a relationship between electrical energy and chemical energy. So students, this is very important that in electrolysis we establish a relationship between what? Electrical energy and chemical energy. And what we do, students, that we bring about a chemical reaction which otherwise is what? Non-spontaneous. So in electrolysis we bring about a non-spontaneous chemical reaction by passing what? Electricity. And students, the device in which electrolysis is carried out is called electrolytic cell. So the device which is used to carry out electrolysis of a substance is called electrolytic cell, or we also call it voltameter. Electrolytic cell is also called voltameter. So students, in electrolytic cell we convert electrical energy into what? Chemical energy, because we bring about a chemical reaction by supplying or by passing electricity through the molten state or aqueous solution. So students, this is electrolytic cell, and electrolysis we have discussed. Now students, I'll give you mechanism of electrolysis. Mechanism of electrolysis is very simple, because electrolysis we also study in lower classes, 9th, 10th, 11th. So what is the mechanism of electrolysis? Means how electrolysis take place. Students, electrolysis is carried out in a device which is called electrolytic cell, and electrolytic cell is made up of an electrolytic tank or electrolytic vessel. So this is electrolytic vessel. So ये एक electrolytic vessel है which is generally made up of some non-conducting material, say glass. And students, this is filled with the molten or aqueous solution of a substance, and we call it an electrolyte. So it is filled with an electrolyte, and electrolyte is either the molten state or it is aqueous solution of some substance. Now students, this electrolyte has what? This electrolyte has ions. Say if I take example of say molten NaCl, students, then molten NaCl contains what? Sodium and chloride ions. So there is sodium and there are sodium and there are chloride ions in the electrolyte. The positively charged ion we know is called what? Cation, and the negatively charged ion is called anion. Now students, the current is passed through this solution through two electrodes. So we have two electrodes, that is we have two metal strips or metallic wires, or we can take graphite electrodes, or we have gas carbon electrodes. Now, so these are immersed in what? Electrolyte. So हम इनको immerse कर देंगे electrolyte में, and then they are connected to the external source of voltage. So we use DC voltage. This is the positive terminal of the battery, this is the negative terminal. So students, this electrode which is connected to the positive terminal of the battery will acquire positive charge, and this rod will acquire a negative charge with respect to solution. Now students, what happens is that, see, cation has a positive charge and migrates towards what? This electrode. So that is why this electrode जिसकी तरफ cation जा रहा है, we call it cathode. So cations migrate towards an electrode, and that is why this electrode is called cathode. Anions, they are negatively charged, so they migrate towards this electrode, and anions migrate towards this electrode, means this rod will be named as, or will be termed as what? Anode. So in electrolytic cell, anode is positively charged, cathode is negatively charged metal plate or electrode. Now students, let me tell you a very important thing, that originally electrolyte में जो ions थे, their movement is random, but when electricity is passed, their movement becomes specific, means cations they migrate towards cathode and anions they migrate towards anode. And students, अब मैं आपको ये भी बता दूं that what happens at the cathode and anode. Say this is sodium migrates towards cathode, और कैथोड पे जाके ये सोडियम डिस्चार्ज होगा, मींस चार्ज लूज करेगा, और उसके लिए बीइंग कैटायन, बीइंग इलेक्ट्रॉन डेफिशिएंट, वो इलेक्ट्रॉन से इलेक्ट्रॉन लेगा, एंड thus we get sodium at cathode. Since this is gain of electron, we say this is reduction. So students, this is very important, that at cathode reduction takes place. That is why students, cathode is called reducing electrode. Cathode is called reducing electrode. Now students, since sodium ions they take electrons from cathode, that means cathode electron supply कर रहा है. So students, ये जो electrons है, they enter through what? Cathode. So movement of electron इस तरह से है external wires में, और यहां से electrons फिर ions, cations gain करेंगे and they get reduced. So that is why we say at cathode reduction occurs, so it is reducing electron. Now students, anions they migrate towards anode, and see they are negatively charged, so we have chloride say. Now chloride at anode undergoes oxidation, means वो यहां पर जाके डिस्चार्ज होगा, बट इसका डिस्चार्ज होने का मतलब है चार्ज लूज करेगा. चार्ज लूज करने का मतलब है नेगेटिव लूज करना, विच मीन्स इलेक्ट्रॉन लूज करना, and chlorine is neutral now. But students, see this, since process involves loss of electron, this is called oxidation. So at anode, which reaction takes place? What? Oxidation. And that is why students, anode is called oxidizing electrode. Anode को हम oxidizing electrode बोलते हैं. Now, one important thing, students. Initial discharge of ion at an electrode, we call it primary change. We call it primary change. And student, if primary change produces a product which is stable, no further change will take place. Means secondary कोई change नहीं होगा, secondary process नहीं होगा, because sodium as such exist कर सकता है. But students, when chloride ions are initially discharged, so this is the primary change. But the primary product here we have what? Atomic chlorine. But chlorine exists करता है students as chlorine molecule. So what happens is that chlorine and chlorine combine, and then we get Cl2. So this is called secondary change. ये जो change है students, this is called secondary change. So overall we need what? 2 chlorines for the process. So we may write in this fashion, or students simply we write what? 2 chloride ions, they are oxidized at anode and produce what? Chlorine. So students, this is the mechanism of electrolysis. At anode, oxidation takes place, at cathode, reduction takes place, and thus the products of electrolysis, we have chlorine being what? Liberated or released at anode, and sodium is deposited at what? Cathode. Now students will discuss the products of electrolysis. Students, products of electrolysis depends on some factors. So we have actually 4 factors which help in predicting the products of electrolysis. So products of electrolysis. Now students, products of electrolysis depend on first, okay, it depends on nature of electrolyte. Now what do you mean by this, students? Nature of electrolyte means whether we are taking molten state of some substance or we are taking aqueous solution. Because students, molten state में जो product होगा और aqueous solution में जो product है same नहीं होंगे. Let me tell you students, when we take or when we carry out electrolysis of molten, say sodium chloride, the product of electrolysis are sodium and chlorine. We get what? Sodium at cathode and chlorine at anode. But students, when electrolysis of aqueous sodium chloride solution is carried out, the products of electrolysis are hydrogen will be liberated at cathode and chlorine at anode. So there is a difference in the products of electrolysis, especially see at cathode there is a difference. So ये इसका मतलब है product क्या होगा? It will depend upon nature of the electrolyte. Now इसके details we'll discuss in next lecture कि ऐसा क्यों हुआ. Now students, secondly, the products of electrolysis also depend upon nature of what? Electrode. Nature of electrode means when we carry out electrolysis, the electrodes, now by nature of electrode means whether electrodes are active or they are what? Inert. Now students, when we say inert electrodes, these are generally say platinized electrodes or platinum हो गया, or say we have say graphite electrodes, they भी ये भी relatively inert ही होती है. So students, when we use inert electrodes to carry out electrolysis, the electrode will not take part in electrochemical process, because this electrolysis is what? Is a redox process, is a redox reaction, because simultaneously oxidation and reductions are taking place. But when electrodes are inert, they do not take part in what? Electrochemical process. So product formation में electrode का कोई participation नहीं होगा. But students, when electrodes are active, say we have active zinc electrodes, we have active copper electrodes, etc., they may take part in the electrochemical process. That means product उस केस में सिर्फ इलेक्ट्रोलिसिस इलेक्ट्रोलाइट के करने से ही होता है, ये हमने पढ़ा है, लेकिन कई बार क्या होता है, इलेक्ट्रॉन्स दे विल टेक पार्ट इन द रिएक्शन. सो हियर द प्रोडक्ट फॉर्मेशन में इलेक्ट्रोलाइट के साथ साथ इलेक्ट्रोड भी पार्टिसिपेट कर सकता है. नाउ स्टूडेंट्स, द नेक्स्ट फैक्टर ऑन विच प्रोडक्ट्स ऑफ इलेक्ट्रोलिसिस डिपेंड इज द मोस्ट इंपॉर्टेंट फैक्टर, दैट इज द रिलेटिव डिस्चार्ज पोटेंशियल. सो थर्ड वी हैव relative discharge potential. Discharge potential. Now students, listen carefully. During electrolysis, at cathode reduction takes place. But students, when we have say competition amongst ions, say एक electrolyte है but electrolyte contains say more than one cation or more than one anion, then there will be some competition. अब ऐसे में कौन सा कैटायन कैथोड पे रिड्यूस होगा और कौन सा एनायन एनोड पे ऑक्सीडाइज होगा, दिस विल डिपेंड अपॉन देयर रिलेटिव डिस्चार्ज पोटेंशियल. सो स्टूडेंट, जनरली एट कैथोड वी से दैट द आयन विद हायर स्टैंडर्ड रिडक्शन पोटेंशियल इज preferentially what? Reduced. So at cathode, generally the metal ions of metal which has higher standard reduction potential will be preferentially reduced. And similarly students, at anode, generally anions having higher standard oxidation potential will be what? Preferentially oxidized. So students, whenever there is a competition amongst ions at cathode, generally the metal ions having high standard reduction potential are preferentially reduced, and at anode, anions having standard oxidation potential higher are preferentially oxidized. Now students, the fourth factor is the concentration of electrolytic solution. Concentration of electrolytic solution. Now here students, let me tell you that when concentration of one of the ion say is very higher than the other ion, then irrespective of the discharge potential, ion with relatively much higher concentration will be discharged first. Means जिस आयन का कंसंट्रेशन दूसरे आयन के कंपैरिजन में ज्यादा होगा, फिर चाहे उसका पोजीशन इलेक्ट्रोकेमिकल सीरीज में कोई भी हो, कुछ भी हो, वही आयन प्रेफरेंशियली डिस्चार्ज होगा कैथोड या एनोड पे जिसका कंसंट्रेशन बहुत हाई है, इररिस्पेक्टिव ऑफ इट्स पोजीशन इन द इलेक्ट्रोकेमिकल series. So students, these were the four factors. In next video lecture, we'll apply all these factors to predict products of electrolysis. So students, that is all for today. Thank you.